Hi, this is Jeff with Mr. Hardware. The Media Carburetor is a key and important element to the trash can hopper systems because the Media Carburetor is the device that's going to help you to transport the media from one location to another. Now currently there's two different ways of doing it. You can use a stake that simply fits inside a 5-gallon bucket, and that stake is connected to your Venturi blast head, and it's the suction created by the Venturi blast head that's going to pull that media out of the bucket and through the hose and to the surface that you're cleaning. One of the drawbacks with doing that simple technique is that once the media gets below about halfway point in the bucket, the stake is going to fall over and it's going to start sucking up more air than blast media. So what you're going to have to do is reset that stake in the sand or add more sand to it so you can continue with a good even flow. Now that's typically the case. However, with the Media Carburetor, you won't have to worry about that kind of problem because the Media Carburetor is going to give you a more controllable and more efficient and a longer flow throughout the duration of that entire bucket. Now the same thing is going to be true if you've ever used any gravity-fed hoppers. Now you've probably discovered that the gravity-fed hoppers are good until the media gets stuck on the side and the gravity is not strong enough to really assist that media in flowing out of the bottom of that out of the hopper. Now because of the gravity-fed hoppers are going to have the same problem that the 5-gallon bucket and the stake's going to have, in that you're going to have to stop frequently. You're going to have to reset the hopper or shake it and reset the media in there so it continues to flow. One of the reasons that we've developed the Media Carburetor is that this really alleviates a lot of those problems, because the Media Carburetor is going to sit in the bottom of either a 5-gallon bucket or a 32-gallon trash can, and it's going to hold up these two media funnels behind me. We have a 5-gallon, 32-gallon media funnel, and the funnels are going to help concentrate that media to the center of the bucket, to a central point where the sand stake is going to be able to suck it out. Another important element of the media hopper that the other two approaches don't have is that we are able to take the blower hose and the air from a shop vac blower and redirect it inside the Media Carburetor so that it comes right up underneath the sand stake. Now that's why the Media Carburetor is, that's how the Media Carburetor gets its name, because it's at this point right underneath the draw tube that the air and media is being mixed. So you can think of the shop vac blower blowing air into this barb right here, and it's being redirected right up and underneath the sand stake. And that blowing motion, along with the Venturi's suction power, provides a strong push-pull action on the media that enables it to flow throughout the complete duration of your bucket. And that helps you to prevent all the stopping and starting that usually occurs with operating a blast media type of system. So the Media Carburetor, as you see here, accommodates both types of funnels. It functions as a base that's set in the bottom. So for example, if we were going to use a 5-gallon bucket, we would simply have the stake on top and we would slip the media funnel over it, and the media funnel would move outwards to form the bucket, and the media would come right down to the central point where you would be able to suck it out. The Media Carburetor also fits the larger funnel for the 32-gallon trash cans, and it also accepts a higher stake. Now this longer stake is going to allow you to lift the media out of an entire 32-gallon trash can, which is a lot higher than the 5-gallon buckets. So as far as the assembly and the maintenance goes for the Media Carburetor, it's very simple, but there's a few things to keep in mind. The first thing is that either the 5-gallon stake or the 32-gallon stake will both fit onto the Media Carburetor. All you have to do is simply put the stake on top of the Media Carburetor and position it like this, and just put the bolt underneath it. And once you have the Allen bolt there, you can take a 3/16 Allen wrench and just tighten it up. One thing to keep in mind is as you're tightening these up is you want to make sure you position the media out the draw tube right underneath the hole, and you want to make sure that it's not offset. If you have the stake offset, for example like this, then the air that's being blown through the barb and up underneath the stake is not going to go up inside the stake. So you want to make sure that they are directly on top of each other so that air is going to drive up in there. So the media carburetor, the way it's set up, is to have a 5/8 inch distance between the media carburetor blower hole and the stake. That is the optimal distance in order to mix the air and the media. However, these are adjustable, so that if you use walnut shells, or if you're going to use pool salt or something that's more granular, you can simply unscrew the stake like this, and once you take out the stake, you can drop in some 1/4 inch washers into here, and you can raise it up a little bit. So you can actually set this to 3/4 inch or 1 inch depending upon the type of media that you're actually working with. So in summary then, the media carburetor is going to function as a base for both the funnels, which redirects the media to the central point, and it's also going to act as the air and blast media mixture that's going to act as a carburetor that's going to allow you to blow that media up into the stake while the Venturi is sucking it out. So one of the things that you can do to maintain these is that if you get media stuck in either the 2 air ports or the stake fitting here, what you can do is take the same 3/16 inch wrench and back out the nut here, and once you back the nut out, what you can do is take your brush and run it all the way through the media carburetor to clean out all the ports. So for example, I can run it all the way through, and it's going to travel the entire distance of the media carburetor and clean out all these ports. The other thing you can do is take the brush and run right down the air port if you want to clean out the air output area, and if you want to clean out the air in, then you can do the same thing and clean it out that way. Once you're finished cleaning it out, just simply put the nut back in, and that'll create an airtight cavity from which you're going to redirect the air into the barb and out underneath the media stake. Now, in order to direct that air into the media carburetor, what you're going to need, and what's included in the hopper kits, is the blower hose and valve. So this is the side here that's going to hook onto your shop vac blower, and the other side here is going to fit onto the barb right into the media carburetor. Now, you could adjust the amount of airflow going into the media carburetor simply by turning this brass valve here. So when it's totally shut off, you're not going to have any air flowing up, and the media carburetor is going to act simply as a sand stake. It's just going to hold it into the center of the bucket, and the only thing that's going to be lifting the media out of the bucket is just the Venturi suction created by your pressure washer. As you turn this valve, you're going to start adding more air right underneath the media stake here. So it's that 5/8 inch gap that's providing the carburetor functions. It's mixing the media and the air together and driving it up into this tube and assisting that Venturi, which is really going to help smooth out the media flow throughout the duration of that run, no matter if you're using a 5-gallon bucket or a 32-gallon bucket. And that's really what's going to save a lot of your time and frustration, so that you don't have to stop and start and shake the buckets and reset the sand sticks. So overall, the media carburetors are a very important key element of the hopper systems. Without it, you're going to be frustrated because you're going to be sucking air, or you're not going to have a good gravity feed from a hopper. And the media carburetors function as a base for the funnels, as well as providing a carburetor function that allows you to drive the air media mixture up into the draw tube.